Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverages, a not very smooth whiskey neat. So welcome back to Prison Architect, and previously, no, sorry, it's a fairly standard cola with a dash of lemon. The series hasn't taken that much of a toll just yet, but welcome back to Prison Architect. And previously, we were finishing off, for the most part anyway, the cell block A, which is, I think, up to standard in code. We've got kitchen, canteens, visitation, some allowances for work and parole, and some of the ancillary buildings like mailroom, shop, the classroom and meeting room. Obviously, the main event is in the middle here, where we've got the dormitory and the holding cell, both which are pretty much over capacity. In fact, our maximum safe capacity of inmates are 79, and we're currently on to 138. So we're almost double what we should be, and we'll certainly be double by the end of this episode. Speaking of that, in this episode, we're going to be cloning, and we really need to clone this cell block in its entirety, and I'd like to think get it done, but we'll see how we get on. Now, yes, there are some changes that we could make in here, certainly some improvements, some additions, and a lot of that is aesthetic, things like some lighting. Yes, I do need to alter the patrols. I'll do that in a moment. Things like these jail doors we could probably make more secure by changing them and obviously try and grading things better, but the overall summary, and if we sort of add everything up, it comes down to, if I don't get this clone sooner rather than later, it's just going to be a case of, well, derailment. We're laying the track in front of the train already, if you like that analogy, and, well, we're just going to get completely overwhelmed by the amount of inmates, and, well, that's not their problem, that's our problem. So let's go ahead and see if we can sort said problem over to some walls and doors, brick wall, and the brick wall is going to go down and then across, and I'm going to go over to doors, and it's going to be a visitor door in here, rotate there in the middle, then a large jail door is going to go in the middle, and then we're going to max speed this out, and the workers are going to crack on doing that. While we are waiting, I'm going to go over to our quick build custom cloning. I'm going to select all of that and then rotate and flip, and then that is where we will place it. Funds are set to just under 20 grand to build that. I reckon it's close to 100 grand in order to get it done. Speaking of money, we are not terrible with money. 15 grand and receiving -3 grand. However, we are less than 24 hours in game for finishing the long-term investment. Probably the same again for the inmate nutritional research. After that, it's just going to be grand, where we can go through. Well, for a start, I can go for actually governmental security ratings. That'll be done. I need to assign the armed guards. I'll sort that in a moment. And then we can go for things like there's governmental security ratings and there's max sec infrastructure, all of which we can do. In fact, let me go ahead and sort that. Over to deployment and patrols. I'm going to remove some patrols around here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll keep the assignment of those guards. I think that should be fine. Actually, we'll remove those guards like so, and then assign some armed guards there, and there, and then there, and then there. And I'll actually put back a guard over there. That was just a bit of a mistake on my part last time, but that should hopefully be a little bit better. That's going to finish one of those grants. We're going to go for Maxic Infrastructure. That's now also done. We're then going to go for Cell Block C, and then, yeah, that's taken us up to 95,000 generic units of currency, and also the workers have, for the most part, finished this off, but let's go quick build custom, and then let's spend a lot of money. So click, and there we go. We'll lock open this middle door, double check to make sure that that is staff only, which it is, and then all of this should be staff only, like that. Actually, that one won't be, because it will eventually change to infirmary, but the rest of it is okay. As I said, certainly some improvements we could be making here, mainly some lighting around the main corridor here. All of that would be of use, but, well, as I said, we're just really wanting to get the bulk of it done here. I am going to do I need to hire any more workers? I've currently got 40. That might suffice, but we'll see how we get on. Back over to patrols here and the dog handlers. We do have a dog handler around, or a couple of dog handlers going around the main central area where we've got prisoners. Same around the outside near the perimeter wall, which I do want to make perimeter wall at some point. And then also down here, where we did have the large pipe. That's where we had the big tunnel, and it was, yeah, as people pointed out, was that's why they were tunneling right down. I just just didn't realize until after the fact. So yeah, fairly obvious in hindsight, that being 2020 obviously, but yeah, it goes down here. And it means that, well, that's where most likely the prisoners are going to be tunneling from. The could tunnel up and around. Actually, speaking of that, let me go to tunnel search and to a custom schedule. I want to say, let's say shared only, all sectors. Start time is going to be in the morning, and the frequency will be every 3 days. And we'll say save. I don't think you can change it from that. Yes, you can change it to daily, up to 3 days, 5 days, weekly. So I'm going to say every 3 days we will search. It's on the existing schedule, and that'll be fine. I'm not going to do the same thing for a full-on. That's going to be a tunnel search. Let me just double check that one. Yeah, that is. Sorry, yes, that is shared. Frequency every 3 days. Save. Shakedown. That's the different. That's the custom sectors. Shakedown. Custom schedule. Is that done? Clear. Right. Tunnel search. So tunnel search, definitely yes. It is shared only. In the morning. Frequency every 3 days. Save. Close that one. Double check it. Tunnel search. Custom. That's all set up. Shakedown. Custom. Not. Yes. I'm not going to do the shakedown. We'll just do that as and when we want to. So we'll see how we get on there. Looks like there has been a little bit of violence in the centre here, and also there's a Polaroid. I would have thought I've got all the Polaroids by now. Oh, 172 out of 177. In fact, part of the Escape series, when you look at the different prisons available on the Steam Workshop, there's a lot of they call them Polaroid farms, I think, where you get those pictures. And actually, there's another one as well, where you get the design documents, and they've been put on there as sort of custom facilities. So if you wanted to collect them, they are available there. So this door here, this is a visitor door, and I believe the workers have access to that. So that's fine. And yeah, it's about getting this built. So the long-term investment will be done in just under 15 hours. We are going to do the tunnel search here, which, well, it's pretty much only going to go 2 ways, isn't it? It's either going to go up here, in which case we'll hopefully have enough doggos to patrol that, or it'll go down following the pipe. But following the pipe now unlikely, because it's going to go to the centre and then along, whereas previously they were just trying to get to there, because then that was open, yeah, to the elements. Whereas now it's probably better to go this side, in fact, or up. Yeah, but obviously once we've got the perimeter wall in and all of that, then it will massively change. Let's just go over to our bureaucracy and see if there's anything else we need. So we've got most things are set. Don't think we need small cells or permanent punishments. Offshore tax haven would be great. Legal prep I certainly want to get at some point. Looks like there's a bit of violence here, and oh, there has been a fatality, and it is, by the look of it, Adrian Addy Wesp, prison number 1937910, guilty for wearing to a beard. Okay, fair enough. And let's go ahead and check out estimated reoffending rate 97. Yeah, and we can see that they were volatile, snitch, and ex-law enforcement. If we go over to informants here. Yeah, we can see that we don't have any CIs, which I don't think we have the ability. No, we don't have the ability to recruit any confidential informants. You need a solitary in order to do that. But you can see this area here is being fully searched now, and we do a full search if there are any. I think it's any. Certainly any murders, that we will do a full search. Let me just double check on the policy here. The policy is if there are any, where is it, escape attempts, serious injury, or murders, then we will search them, but also search the cell. It shouldn't be found weapons, tools, or drugs. I'm going to turn off the found drugs on that one. Tools and weapons, search the area potentially. Yeah, because anything that would cause more violence or allow the inmates to escape easier, one could probably argue that, yeah, that should be on there, but I think that has almost a calming effect in the facility, but Anyway, so what's going to happen now is the workers are... You can see that a lot of them are just sitting around. I say sitting around. They're wandering around, not doing anything, because this is all planned off, all of the jobs. But they are placing in the flooring. And once the flooring's done, then a lot of money will be spent. It's currently 77,000. I reckon we'll spend more than that. You can see, there we go, there's even more flooring coming in. My concern is, although we do have a very large workforce, and you can see they're placing the flooring in here, the workforce is very large, the amount of items that come in is going to completely bung up the road, but we shall see how we get on. Like I said, we don't really have a choice here, we need to get this done. And long term, probably after the end of this episode, hopefully this will be done, get all of that running, we'll put stuff in the centre, and then this entire thing can then be cloned to this side, but I'm going to have to see how we get on. So there is some more intake of inmates, and we can see in informants here, foodie, extremely deadly, Storkel, foodie, Storkel, extremely foodie. Hang on, what? Eyes flicking from one bit of text to the other. Extremely foodie, yes. Is that a way of calling something someone something? Fearless, skilled fighter, foodie. Yeah, you see there's a lot of unknown traits as well. We don't have any provision, nor did we plan on any area for some protective custody. We don't have that. But yeah, as I said, get this done, and then get the middle done, and then I would like to think we could probably build on the right. And there's, oh, look at that. Right, we had 99,000 generic units of currency, and now we have 0. Actually, no, we have 20. Let's take a bank loan out, and that's taking us to 22,000. So we've got everything ordered. Just going to double check our release prisoners, and actually we are now up to net 6,000 positive, so that's pretty good. I did previously reduce in the policy here the parole cutoff from 60 to 50%, and so far it is working. On that, I did mention that there may be some issues there, and the issue is that basically we are going through parole. There are a lot of paroles being ran. Naturally, they can run parole at 50 and 75% of the prisoner's sentence. However, basically, it's going to be the case of that probably more minimum security inmates are going to go through that and pass because they have less stricter sort of sentences. But I don't know exactly how it's going to pan out. I do think it will end up like that, where we'll have more medium and high-risk inmates. We have just passed a grant, which I think is the long-term investment, and that seems to be the case. Let me decrease this bank loan to nothing, just so we don't have that hanging over our heads. We've got Reform Through Education Initiative. I'm going to pick that up because we'll be finishing the inmate nutritional research shortly. And, due to administrative error, our completion bonus has been doubled, and the completion bonus was... it is, I believe, cell block C. Yes, let's pick up cell block D. Okay, excellent. And because of that, I'm going to go to workers, and I'm just going to hire up to the 60. I'm going to go to guards and take us to 50, 52. I don't know why that amount. A couple of doctors, some more cooks. I'd like some more armed guards and dog handlers as well, but I can't get the former, because we only have a certain amount of guard lockers. I will go for the locker increase. We'll do that, and then we can run it along there as well. You know, it should be fine. But the reason why I'm really getting all of these in is because, frankly, we need... You know, I don't want any trucks waiting on this on the outside here. So let's go to normal speed while the guys are cracking on with stuff. Staff only. The whole thing is going to be changed to staff only for the time being. I want this built and completed and patrolled before anything else. So let's just set that up. So that's now going. Let's go over to our, while it's building, patrols, and to blue patrol. And all I'm really going to do is look at what we've got up the... Oh, look, there we go. Look, we've actually got inmates already in here, where they shouldn't be in here. Okay, so they're going to have to go back into this area. But anyway, yes, all I'm going to do is basically copy what we've got up the first cell block, and then sort of copy it around. So let's just do that, and a lot of it is quite self-explanatory and easy. There we are. And then there are also some patrols around here, which is from it's from this edge, so it's from there and then down, and then across and back up. Okay, that should be all of the patrols. Yes, let me go to some guards then. So guards, we will place in there. And we will place in there and there. And another one is in the middle there, roughly. That is now sorted. The next is dog handlers, which are in these corners. They don't need to be exact, by the way. So if there is a problem here, you know, I'm not going to be too concerned about it. And there and there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and then armed guards. We want 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is about right. If there's the odd discrepancy here and there, it shouldn't be like really game changing. So we are going for the Reform Through Education initiative, which is all good. Power-wise, we are actually running very well with power. I can put a capacitor max plus in there. This cell block here will be ran off the original power cable, not the one that goes down here. This one I'll have to... Well, I don't know how I'm going to do that one. It's going to have to probably run across and then up. But we'll see. As I said, we are building this as soon as we, you know, as much as we possibly can. And the idea is that if we've got a worker hanging around on the outside, that is actually okay. It means that we are taking stuff off the truck and installing them as fast as we have our arrivals. Oh, look at that there. That's all coming in as well for the armory. That's good. So I can go to staff now and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if the guards is right, but the rest of it, there we are. So getting this done. In terms of the middle, by the way, this is where we have, well, at the moment, nothing. We've got security on the right, and it's going to be a similar thing here. But what's going to go in the middle? People have suggested many things. People saying have a workshop in there. Have lots of things in there, like flower garden and stuff like that. Don't say that's completed. Really? Now that does surprise me. Pleasantly so, but it does surprise me. I will put in the utilities while we discuss the middle. Don't know exactly how I've done it, but it's going to be something along those lines. Like that. That should power that up. Then here. And that should be about right. Water. I'm going to keep that large pipe there, because it means I can just run this one down, and I know it goes to there. And piping. There's all the pipes. Like that. And these ones. Like so. Like so. And for this, it's going to run across. So it's a bit different from this one. It's because of just where the large pipe goes, you understand. But there we are. Yeah, as I said, going back to the centre here, this is where we have, at the moment, nothing. But there's been many suggestions regarding it. We could put in all manner of things for, you know, for reform and for work and such. I think the idea was always to have this as a central staff-only corridor, and that's probably what we'll stick with. So we'll see an... Oh my good grief. Well then, welcome to a failure state. So, escapes 79. Wow. Well, we knew it was going to happen, and I didn't detect any tunnel. It wasn't being detected, and the doggo hasn't. So either it's probably because they're tired, and I will freely admit it's probably because I was too busy focusing down here. And, well, there you go. They've now detected it, and I've probably just missed the pop-up. Oh, dear. Okay. So, this actually is... Well, you can look at it in two ways. You could say this is a complete and utter failure, and in normal circumstances, it is. However, this has taken us to a nice safe capacity. All we need to do now is not have another 5 prisoners escape in 24 hours when the event pops up. And also, what I'm going to do is go for... What shall I go for? I need to sort out a couple of things. Policy, we're going to go high and high for our food. And then for our regime, we're going to go with... it's going to go with eat, 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 and over here, and then eat. Yes. And then this lockup, it's going to be work lockup, work lockup, work lockup. And I'll reschedule all programs. There we go. And then, also deployment-wise, let's get this done. Now it's going to be a bit an issue to get it sorted. That's visitor. Sorry, that's staff only. That's staff only. The rest of it is okay. Back to shared. All of this, and on the outside here, I think that is correct. So, kitchen, prisoner area, all this, that should be there. There we go. Now we can move prisoners over there. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to go for legal prep, and it requires a lawyer. Let me go ahead and hire said lawyer. It's a little bit after the fact, I'm very well aware. The advantage we have now is that inmates can go over here, and they should have, yeah, there you go, we're up to 150 safe capacity because we've had that huge amount of inmates leave. Obviously far from ideal. Let me change that to not lock open. We're going to go for door suevo, and it will go in there. And then it will be in utilities and wiring, and then connections, and then we've got CCTV monitors. So it is all of the CCTV down here. Like that. Some of these CCTVs I will need to wire up actually, won't I? Electrical, yes. So electrical, there. Probably like that. Oh no, I've ran off from this side. It matters not really how we do it, and the rest should be fine. Back to wiring, connections. It'll be the door servo once again. There's them 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one as well, which is in progress, so I'll wait until that's done, and then I can set it. That means I don't have to worry about the door wiring. Well, I'll say that. I probably missed out one. And then all of these we will lock open. And like so. Like so. Okay, so those are all locked open. Danger level is going down, which is good. Prisoners say they're well fed. 39 prisoners say they're well fed, because obviously we've altered that. We've altered that... oh, what's that? Laundry basket. Yeah, some stuff isn't cloning. We've altered that, yeah, regime and the policy, which is all good. Let's go to prison labour. There we are. And there we go. Get all this prison labour on the go. Double check up here. Yep, we're all sorted. Okay. And now we just wait for the horrible noise to indicate that there's a pop-up and, well, inmates now leaving. That's also a big issue that hasn't occurred to me until now. There's been loads of prisoners gone, which means we're now at a massive negative daily cash flow. Yeah. I mean, eventually they will start to keep coming through, so we'll have to see. But like I say, we will get that pop-up to say that, actually, I think you'll find that you have messed up somewhat. Yeah, let me just... I'm still going to keep the amount of workers, because I do want to... Do I? I keep on hiring and firing. Let's go back down to 40. I keep on hiring and firing. And I probably shouldn't demolish walls there and there. Yeah, like I said, I keep on getting in workers and then getting rid of them. My plan wasn't to get rid of them now, but with this whole escape thing, yeah, it's probably something I have to do. Right, what I am going to do as well is lighting. I want lights in here. The problem with that is if I place these lights, these are outdoor lights. We have solar wall lights. Let's see what they're like. These previously did not clone. So I don't know how we're going to get on with it. But I'm gonna do my best. So wherever I put them is the question. On the end. I mean, I only need to do this once, obviously. Because then we'll be cloning. There and there. Then it's there. And I'll put it on the parole bits. In between the parole. End of parole. End of parole, yes. Then on here, we'll put one there and one there. And, well, one there, that'll do. One there. And then on the ends. It's got a little bit of light in there. Deployment. Staff only. I don't want people coming through here the other side. There's no reason why they can't, but I want them to be escorted through, you understand? And there we go. And like I say, I'm just waiting now for that inevitable phone call to say, you've messed up. And that'll happen at 12. Yes. So we are receiving another 24 prisoners. We'll also get a little alteration, a little update in our daily cash flow. Oh, some deaths. Cop killer and volatile. That's, yeah, I'm guessing killed by guards being a cop killer, yeah. What I'm also going to do is go to patrols and magenta. And, well, I'm going to put a patrol like this. And like this. Is that right? Yes, and then dog handlers. I say, I don't know whether or not there was a pop-up up here to indicate whether or not we've, there was a tunnel found and I just hadn't spotted the pop-up because we was busy with other things. It is highly probable that that has been the case. But, alas, what I will do is go to tunnel search, custom schedule, shared only, frequency, daily. And there's the CEO. We're just going to ignore them. It's fine. So how's your day been? Hopefully all right. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. They got the promotion, did they? Oh, that's good for them. Yeah, she's worked really hard for it. Yeah. All right, and no, okay, I can't, can't ignore this. The CEO any longer. We've had PR disaster brewing here. Far too many prisoners have escaped recently, and it's your fault. Lock this prison down and make sure nobody else escapes. Otherwise, the press will expect your head on a platter for the next 23 hours and 35 minutes. I guess we could have just left the CEO to. We could have just not answered. If we have 5 more escapes, it's game over. Yeah, that's a thing. And oh, what's happening here? Looks like there to be some fighting. There are some unknown inmates snitching ex-law enforcement, but they've not been up to no good. No, they've not been doing anything. Over here, attacked staff. They've just been knocked unconscious. Attacked staff. I think more attacked staff. I don't know why. Danger level is low, increasing though, but it is low. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is go to grants and get myself a big grant. And finally put in some flooring and other things around here. Things we need to finish off. Doors. Staff doors. We'll have in, because I've been meaning to, some lighting. Actually, I'll just follow what's on there. There and there. There and there, that'll do. It's going to be infirmary. Well, this is fairly set. This is all right. Yes. And then let's put in the flooring. So flooring is fairly self-explanatory. It is concrete tiles all the way. Like this. All the way along in the staff room. Along here. And frankly, all of this. Until we get to the end. And then we're going to treat ourselves to some Sulaco. And we shouldn't really do that because it's expensive. Let's go with at the front. Is there a green carpet? I know there is. Green carpet. Infirmary. I haven't got a ceramic tile, and I do like a ceramic tile, even though it's expensive. £3 a piece. Wow. Good grief. Expensive. Okay. Let's just run through this. So, obviously, putting all the flooring in, but then that should be done. Shake down all sectors. Why not? Oh, because it's 636 places, and I've got prisoners arriving in less than 2 hours. I think we'll be able to search this. We have more room to take prisoners. Yes, we do. I don't really have a choice, though. So, what can we do about the ropes being stolen? Well, we could change the only location for ropes to be spawned from to be staff only. It is an option. So, dangers, rope, laundry. If I was to change that to staff only, then that would fix the issue. I'm going to change it to staff only for now. I don't think long term that's the way forward, especially not with reform and stuff. But, yeah, that'll hopefully help out. All right. Well, we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We got, I think, done what we set out to accomplish, actually. We've got this cloned. What next? Put the security in here, because it's just been sitting there for a while, and then we need to plan out the arrows going this way. However, next episode, we can probably just slow it down a little bit, because we have enough time for the inmates to come in, and indeed, I could probably get rid of some workers, maybe, because we've got a couple of in-game days easily where we can get this built, so I don't think I need the amount of workers. We can get ahead of it now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, we will go from there. Yeah, let's see how we get on. Hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, comments in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and generic partings.